Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to Discover Your Intuitive Self. Hi, I'm Brenda Reading, and wouldn't you know it, we're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, and somehow we had some issues with bringing you live to my studio, but I'm able to talk to you, so if you want to just sit back and take a listen, we'll move forward with today's new show. Just quickly about myself, I'm a psychic medium, medical intuitive, Reiki master teacher, and for the purposes of this show, I'm a spiritual teacher. And we will be doing our new show in two parts for the next 4 weeks. So it will be 10:45 p.m. on Wednesdays, and then the next day at 8:15 p.m. on Thursday. And the great thing about this radio station is that if you missed this live talk right now, it is going to be recorded, and you will be able to listen to it on so many different places, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. Just go to the A1R Radio Facebook page, and they list all the great places you can catch these shows. So let's get right into why I called this show Discover Your Intuitive Self. I want to ask you a few questions, okay? Have you ever wondered what was that feeling that you got when you walked into a room, right? Have you ever wondered, did I really just hear someone else's voice? Or have you thought, what did I just see? What was that just moved from room to room? Or do you ever have the feeling that something's going to happen and you know it's going to happen before it happens and then it does, right? So you ask yourself, what the heck is going on? So whether you want answers to these questions or you would like to develop your naturally gifted psychic abilities, yes, I said naturally. And the reason I say that is because we are all born with these abilities. Whether you decide to use them, recognize them, or walk around and have nothing to do with them is your choice. And guess what? You have landed in the right place because I have been where you are. I have been that person that's wondering, what the heck is going on? Why are these things happening to me without anywhere to turn? Who do I talk to? Where do I go? Well, so when the lovely people at A1R Psychic Radio reached out to me, and I have to thank Constance Solomon for that, and she talked to me about doing a teaching show, I said yes, absolutely yes, because I would like this to be a place for you to learn, a place for you to ask questions. And how do you ask me questions at this point? You go to my email address, which is brenda.reading, which is BRENDA.READING 62 at gmail.com. And any questions that you have, I will try to address in the show. And one thing I'll promise you is if I don't know the answers, I will tell you that I don't know the answer, but I have a myriad of colleagues and friends in this type of work that are so knowledgeable and loving, and they will help me find the answers for you. But one of the biggest reasons I decided to do this teaching show is that I want you to feel that these abilities that you have discovered and that you're thinking about developing or just trying to figure out what they are normal. We're normal. So one thing that I want to talk about is some of the topics we'll be discussing on this show. And those topics will be intuition, the different aspects of it. You know, being empathic. Do you hear things? Do you see things? Do you feel things? We're going to talk about dreams. We're going to talk about premonitions. We are going to talk about mediumship, communicating with the spirit side of life. We're going to talk about healing, medical intuition, and all a very wide range of topics, all surrounding your intuition. I'm also going to be sharing some real life stories with you. Yes, real life stories, which I'm going to call snippets of spirit. And I'm also going to be giving you tips to enhance your different psychic abilities. We will be doing exercises. Yep, live exercises. I don't mean the kind where you stand up and you're literally trying to move your muscles around. The muscle that we're going to be exercising will be your psychic muscles, okay, located in your brain. And we'll probably be doing some meditation exercises as well. Once we get this show rolling, we will be taking live questions from callers so that you can call directly when I'm online here talking to you, and maybe we can address your questions live. We're also going to have some dynamic guest hosts, and these people will be experts in their field, and they will be coming on to also talk to us about what it's like to have these fabulous gifts that we're all born with. And yes, I will actually be doing some readings from our callers, free readings, as you know, but from a little different perspective, because I want you to know what it feels like for me to be giving the reading. I want you to know what it feels like for me to sense spirit, to see spirit, to just use my psychic abilities, and how that actually works. So, also, I want to share my information with anyone who can benefit from this information. So, if you happen to know anyone in your world that is wondering, why are these things happening to me? What is going on? I don't know who to talk to. Just let them know about this radio show, because that's what we're here for. Okay? Now, before we start our sacred journey together, because that's what it really is, it's a sacred journey, I want you to do a couple of things for me. One, I want you to forget any preconceived ideas of what you can or can't do. Okay? Number two, I want you to try to keep an open mind. And number three, as I said before, I am not the end-all be-all. So if I don't know, I will try to get those answers for you. Okay. So I do want to say a couple things as we start now. One of the premises behind our psychic ability, we are all energy. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that is so true. We are all vibration. We are all energy. And all of us, including ourselves in our body and everything around us in the world, we are vibrating. We actually have a frequency. You start at the top of your body, your frequency is 71 to 90 megahertz as a healthy human brain. You get down to the lower part of the body and it drops to 62 to 68. And different things in the world, viruses, infections, they also vibrate, but they vibrate at a lower level. Cancer has a 42 megahertz vibration, right? And just so you know, canned foods, and we'll talk about that in a different episode, they have no vibration. There's 0 megahertz. So think about it. You're putting this in your body. It has no vibration, right? How can it be good for your own vibration? So one thing I want to say is I think in the last few years, especially since the COVID virus, we as people have kind of numbed ourselves down. And I say numbed because think about the emotions that we've experienced over the last year. Shock, fear, disbelief, sadness, grief, irritation, and then the final, I just can't watch it anymore, right? I don't know about you, but that's how I've been feeling. And all of those emotions interfere with our frequency, our vibration, right? Because our emotions have vibration. There is a scale that's done by a Dr. David Hawkins, and he lists the different emotions, and the emotions of fear and anger and rage and that type of emotion, they vibrate at the very lowest end of the scale. Whereas love, gratitude, appreciation, joy, those vibrate at the other end of the scale. And why am I telling you about all this, right? Why am I saying, about vibration? Get to the point, Brenda. The point is that if we are going to develop our psychic abilities, we need to raise our vibration. So if as a people, we have been walking around in sadness and grief and irritation and shock and fear and disbelief, right? That does not help you if you're looking to increase your psychic ability. So what I'm going to ask you to do, okay, in the next day, before our next show at 8:15 p.m. tomorrow night, right here, and hopefully you'll be seeing my face live, is a little exercise to raise your vibration. And that is take time for the good, the joy, the gratitude, the love that you have in your life. Even if it's only 10 minutes, sit in the quiet. You've got 10 minutes to do this for yourself. Think about the good in your life. Have gratitude. Or listen to uplifting music that makes you happy, right? Because tomorrow, when we come back at 8:15, we are going to move forward and talk about the center in your brain that actually helps with your psychic abilities. And we're going to do some exercises to help you activate that psychic center in your brain. We're going to learn more about our world around us and how it affects our psychic abilities. Oh, and one other thing before tomorrow. I would love for you to just pick one of your senses, whether it's your seeing, your hearing, your smelling, taste, any of those things, and your overall feeling, okay, your senses of how things feel around your body. Just pick one and spend your time, your day, being hyper aware of the world around you as you go through your day. See, let's just say that you pick how things make your body feel. So when you walk outside to go to work, I want you to think about how the environment makes you feel. When you get in your car, how does that make you feel? When you get into the office or, whatever you're doing tomorrow, just be aware. Be aware of your own self, okay? Because that is going to help us tomorrow night when we get to our first segment on the psychic center in the brain, okay? So one of the things I want to say is, once again, you're normal, okay? Don't feel alone. Don't feel afraid, because this show is going to be here for you. And once again, send your questions to brenda.reading62@gmail.com. And I just have to say once again how thankful I am to Constance and my producer, Dave, for helping me with this show. And like I said, with Mercury retrograde, we had a little issue, but we will get that fixed before tomorrow night. And I just want to say good night and have a great tomorrow.